What's going on, you guys? My name is Daniel, and today we're talking about all things penny stocks. And the reason why I'm talking about this subject today is because I noticed in the past couple of months there have been a lot of YouTubers out there who've been talking about penny stocks who normally don't talk about penny stocks. Their investing is mainly in the growth stocks, which are medium cap or large cap companies, or even dividend plays out there. However, with this whole shift on YouTube where people are going more into penny stocks, I figured I would address this topic and give my opinion on it and just tell you why I think there's a lot more interest in penny stocks right now, as well as how I plan to play penny stocks going forwards. And lastly, I have a special thing that I want to talk about at the very end for those of you who are loyal subscribers, so stick around to the end. First off, why do I think penny stocks are popping off right now, especially in the past 3 months? And there's two reasons that I see out there right now. Sorry if you hear any sort of bells, that's because Mew's here and she's really wanting some pets. So the first reason as to why I think penny stocks are going up right now is because there's a lot of retail investors looking for some crazy gains. There's a lot of new investors in the market this year. As I've noticed on YouTube, a lot of financial YouTube channels have blown up, including my own, since the month of March, April, and May this year. With a lot of new retail investors, this means there's a lot of new money coming in, and those guys who got in during the market crash, they did pretty well. Their portfolios have gained anywhere from 100% to even like 500% within the entire year. So now they're taking their profits and looking for just as big of a gain after the market has already recovered and surpassed its previous all-time highs. So the place where they can find this right now is really just penny stocks. And the reason why I think penny stocks are also hot is looking at a lot of the comments out there on different financial channels and just my own videos. People are asking for price targets on companies rather than trying to understand the business itself. And I think this is, it's not a very smart thing to do just to look for price targets. Maybe if you're a day trader, but if you're trying to become a long-term investor, please don't ask me for a price target. I would rather you come to me with a comment saying, oh, I believe in this company long-term, I think that they have a solid business, and these are the reasons why. And then maybe you can give a price target based on those reasonings and maybe some numbers to back it up. So I think right now, if you're a young investor, definitely learn from this and don't be dumb money and just sticking your money into a stock that's gone up by 100%, hoping that the next guy will pay a premium of 50% on top of what you paid. Rather, do your own research into the companies, or at least have a good idea or be able to explain why you think this company is the next greatest thing, and then stick your money where your mouth is and invest in it. And that's what I've been doing on my channel, is doing research into these penny stocks and figuring out which ones I actually like and which ones I think are garbage. The next reason as to why I think penny stocks are going up right now is because there's a lot of smart money and big money getting into this space. And what I mean by smart money and big money is those people who invest for a living, and they're part of like large funds out there managing millions or even billions of dollars. And the reason why these big funds are getting into penny stocks right now is because they saw crazy gains in their own portfolios. And when they see, a 60% increase in their portfolio, they can justify spending, a portion of that, maybe 1 or 2% of that, to put into the small caps or micro caps out there. So I think that fund managers right now are a bit more open to risk out there and therefore looking for penny stocks to invest in. And if they can sprinkle their profits into maybe 40 companies that are penny stocks, and they really only need one of these companies to get a 100x return on them if they're investing for 5 to 10 years to pay off the entire investment into these 40 penny stocks. So for these two reasons, I think this is why penny stocks are really hot right now. People are getting into them and we're seeing a lot of price action. The next question is, how am I investing in penny stocks? And the simple answer is looking for those 10x companies. And I don't mean that this stock price is going to go 10x, but I'm looking for companies whose product is actually 10 times better than the previous one. So for example, if we look at Nano Dimensions, their product is a 3D printing circuit board company. They don't just print the circuit board onto a substrate, but they're building it from ground up and printing it layer by layer. And why I think this is 10x compared to the previous method is because the previous method took a very long time. I myself am an electrical engineer and I did PCB development for a couple of years. And what I noticed is that it takes, a good amount of time from the time that you have your final design to actually getting the board in-house. It takes at least 2 weeks if you're going to China to get a prototype board. However, with Nano Dimensions technology, you can print a circuit board within a single day. So you're going from 2 weeks down to a single day, which 2 weeks is really 10 days or 10 business days down to one single business day. So this is a 10x improvement on the traditional way. And penny stocks like these are the ones that really intrigue me because they're the next generation of technology that are really going to be driving our future. So this is how I look for penny stocks out there. Ones that are driving the future in terms of technology or just making this earth more sustainable. Like the plant-based meat sector, it's going to have a 10x impact on the environment, where right now it takes a lot of energy and effort to actually raise livestock, and the land that it takes is crazy. So the impact that we have on the earth when we're actually consuming plant-based meats versus buying traditional meats is going to be 10 times less, or roughly around there. It's exponentially less, at least. So those are my thoughts on penny stocks right now. I just want to do this quick short video. In the last part of this video, I want to talk about sponsored content. And I know there's been a lot of hate as well as, support for me doing sponsored content on this channel, just to support me as a creator. But I want to address it head on right now and what my plans are for sponsored content in 2021. So just to be transparent with you guys, I recently got a contract with a company which I haven't yet agreed on yet, but they're, paying me around $2,500. And that's quite a large sum of money just to do one single video, or a couple videos actually. So I think that what I'll be doing going forwards with all my sponsored content is all the proceeds from these videos are actually going to go back to you guys as well as to charity. And I think that one thing that I've learned throughout this year, as well as from one of my subscribers who emailed me recently, Anita, thank you to you. I'm going to be donating a portion of this money that I received from these contracts to charity, as well as the other portion will be going towards you guys in the form of giveaways. So I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you think about sponsored content and me taking the proceeds and just giving back to the community? And now my thoughts on sponsored content and the ethics behind it. So I think that the way that I'm approaching sponsored content now is not to have a clickbaity thumbnail saying that this stock is going to 10x in 10 years and try to get people to buy in, which is totally not my intention. Obviously the intention was to get you guys to click on the stock or click on the video, but it's not to actually make you guys go buy in and pump the stock up. The information that I use in all these videos are all in public domain, and it's really just to give the company more exposure to a different investor group. And as a company or a small company, it's very hard to get your name out there if you're not going on these big news channels like CNBC, where you're talking to Jim Cramer. And obviously these companies out there that are talking to Jim Cramer, obviously they pay some sort of money to him, or they're big enough that it actually brings value back to CNBC. So for this reason, I think that these small companies are trying to find a way to advertise their company out there in order to increase investor awareness. And if those investors who look at the stock think that this company is going somewhere and they buy into the stock, of course it's going to increase the price. But that's not a bad thing, because with an increased price, what this will allow these penny stock companies to do is to actually raise capital to fund their operations and grow even bigger. So as I mentioned before in this video, how I look for companies is looking for these companies that are 10x companies. So that's what I'm going to be doing going forwards, is looking for companies that have a potential 10x, and these are the only sponsorships that I'll be taking. So that's my little spiel on sponsored content. If you want to check out some videos that I released recently, click on the ones on the screen here. If you're there, I'll see you there. If not, keep up the grind and have a great day.